then goes to Jake.
Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up, and welcome to the HOMI FRNZ podcast. I'm Top South Will, a.k.a. One Eye Willie, and today I'm tapped in with the Kentucky Boyz, man. What's been going on with y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on with you?
Man, same old same, man. So this one a little different. Normally we have everybody come into the studio, but y'all are in different places, so we had to go ahead and jump on a live stream so we could talk about this talk. You know, we've been having this Mount Rushmore conversation. It really sparked a lot of conversation about the music scene in Radcliff, Hardin County. I hate to say just Radcliff because I feel like E-Town and Radcliff should just be one big city. You know what I'm saying? So we had some E-Town cats who also was, you know, dibbling and dabbling in the music. Along with everybody else down here in Radcliff. So before we get into all the Mount Rushmore, man, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all introduce yourself. Again, this is the Kentucky Boyz. So y'all make sure y'all tap in and hear their story real quick. But go ahead, introduce yourself, let everybody know your name, and you know, just where y'all from. Well, we know where you from, but just let everybody know your name.
Hey yo, my name's Grim, aka King's Ransom.
Your boy Jay Afterwatch, aka I Diggity Dog.
Yeah, it's your boy Keith, man. You know, one half of the Kentucky Boyz. You know what I mean?
That's what's up right there, man. Welcome to the show. Appreciate y'all tapping in.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
And you know what I mean? I wanted to get this conversation because you know, like I said, we had this Mount Rushmore conversation. And Wu ended up coming onto the podcast, and just me remembering from everything that everybody was doing back in the day, we brought y'all up. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to dig into that history of what y'all did and that infamous story about y'all going to New York. But before we get there, talk about how y'all got into the music business and just formulated that group that y'all put together, the Kentucky Boyz.
Grim, kick it off, bro.
Yeah, so basically we all met in high school, man. And I met Keith first, you know what I mean? And we started doing raps, and then we met Jay and we met Mook, and they were doing raps, and then we kind of just put them together, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what's up right there. That's what's up. So y'all put together the Kentucky Boyz, and y'all was doing y'all thing. What was some of the who around here was doing music, and what was that scene like back then when y'all was getting into the music out here?
I want to correct something, Will, real quick. We back then we were Outlaw Disciples. We didn't get the name Kentucky Boyz until later.
Okay, gotcha. Hold on. What was the name of the group again?
Outlaw Disciples.
Outlaw
OLD.
Disciples. Okay, cool. That's what's up.
And back then, man, it was Country Boy was on the scene. I heard of Vernay just because of where I was hanging out at. I didn't personally know him, but where I was hanging out at, well, where we was hanging out at, he was always out. So he was around. Just affiliation out of E-Town. They was also out too.
Okay, so Kels and
yes.
What's his name? Sean Barker and all of them.
Tyron,
yeah.
Tyron. I guess Sean was the white dude, right?
Yeah, Sean's the white dude.
Okay, yeah, him, Tyron, and Tyron's brother.
Yeah, Kevin.
And who else? That was probably about it that I knew, other than, you know, just the cats who was in the streets rapping. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody was rapping back then.
Right.
It was just a few of us who took it serious. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people took it serious. Everybody rapped, but you knew who did and who didn't take it serious.
Nah, real talk.
So yeah, quite a few people out there rapping.
So Country Boy doing their thing. You had affiliation doing their thing. How did y'all end up meeting Wu? How did Wu come into the picture? Was he just one of those guys who was doing his thing rapping, and then y'all just kind of came upon him?
I'm gonna tell you a crazy story with me and Wu. This is get my Dorsey, Derek Dorsey, was leaving my.
Can't hear you, Jay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Me and Tank, Derek Dorsey, was leaving my pad, my crib, my house, going to his house. And he only stayed 3 doors down from me. So as we walking, this little teal car comes flying around the corner and he passes us. And then in the middle of the street, he stops. So we looking back like, what is this? He puts his car in reverse, he pulls up on us. And I knew him from school. He was older than me. So I recognized him from school. I just didn't know who he was. And I kid you not, he rolls down the window. He's like, hey. We like, what's up? He's like, do y'all rap? We like, yeah, we rap. He's like, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. So we looking at each other like, all right, let's get in the car. He takes us out to Vine Grove, where he lived at the time. And his room looked exactly like what your wall looked like behind you. Yeah. His room it looked like a New York subway. So he's like, yeah, man, my dad just got me this beat machine. I'm learning how to work it. I make beats. My name's John. So we like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm just learning how to work stuff, man. Go ahead and kick some raps. So as we kicking raps, he's sitting there messing with a beat machine. And we linked, you know, we kept in contact. And then like as time went on, you know, we kind of fell out. Like I said, I was still in school when I met him. And I think he was like a senior. I think he was like a senior when I met him. So he had already graduated. And I heard nothing from him. You know what I'm saying? And then we wind up linking back up when we formed this group.
Okay.
Yeah, we wind up linking back up when we formed this group. And I was telling him the story. I'm like, bro, you don't remember me? He's like, vaguely. I was like, bro, you was behind Mickey D's and you stopped one day in the streets when you had your the little drum machine. That's what it was, a drum machine. And he's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. And I'm like, yeah, bro. And he asked me, was I rapping still? And I'm like, yeah. So he let me hear some beats and we just been rocking with him since.
That's what's up right there. That's a crazy story. Wu was always running around doing something with some music somewhere. Because if y'all heard
man.
To him on Knox at the youth center, he was doing his thing, rapping coming up. But it was crazy because he was spitting some Nas. He was spitting some Nas verse. So he would always spit that. And I used to run with Tremaine real heavy. You remember Tremaine, little short Tremaine?
Yeah. Matter of fact, Tremaine and I got a story with him too. Tremaine and rest in peace core job, bro.
Yeah, Tremaine passed away too.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Rest in peace, man. Both them little brothers, man. I remember them coming to the house. I've always heard about them rapping, but I never heard them rap. And they actually slid up on us one day, man. Came through while we was kicking it, and I'm not gonna lie, they was nice. It was nice, man.
Definitely.
I could have got on track with them.
Definitely put in that work, because y'all all back in the day we used to. I kind of remember like we used to say different areas by where you live. So y'all was always behind McDonald's, and you had behind you had behind the old Sears. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
The different little areas like that. So I just remember y'all from being behind McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But now during that time, it was a lot of people doing music. Everybody doing their music. You know, so I would say this was probably like mid-late 90s when all of this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Who were some of y'all musical influences that made y'all want to get into the game and start doing some music?
Well, me personally, Eazy-E.
Bone Thugs
and Harmony.
3-6 Mafia. Straight like that. I ain't gonna lie. It's Bone. Straight like that. It's still Bone to this day. Still Bone.
Y'all know, I think it was Crazy Bone later on down the line. Crazy Bone's son was living in Radcliff.
Say what?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a son who was living in Radcliff. Because matter of fact, his mother was the lady who sung on the one track on that It's the Thuggish. I think it's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. His mother was singing on that track, but his son.
You just opened up a hole.
Yeah. Well, you open up a whole nother can of worms. We're gonna talk
I
for
didn't even
hours.
know that.
Yeah, his son lives
So how are you saying?
So he's got a baby with Shatasha?
Is it is she like Cambodian?
Nah, he talking about, you know, he got a baby with the group Too True. The girls from Too True are Trey.
What's his name? Crazy Bone son name? Who was down here? Anthony, and his mother was who? She sung on the one track, right?
She sung on True. She was in the group.
She sung on. She was in the group.
Yeah, she was in the group True.
Okay,
I
Nico.
remember what you're talking about. I always, you know what? I heard that story long time ago, but I thought it was a girl who was down here who knew Too True, who knew the girl Trey from that group. I've heard. I didn't know about the son, but I heard about the girl who was in Radcliff.
It wasn't while we was in Radcliff because
it wasn't while y'all was out there.
We were rushing. Straight up.
No, listen, they came to Radcliff Middle one time.
Yeah, they came to Radcliff Middle. Yeah.
They came to Radcliff Middle one time.
That. Yeah, I remember that. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know about the son.
Yeah, so the son came down later because I think they got the mother got family down here. So he came down here later. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so he will be back and forth. He will be back. I got pictures with him because he used to date my oldest daughter. So they used to date. So he would come to the crib and we would kick it. I didn't know until I seen them, and they was like, "Yeah, that's Crazy Bone. That's Crazy Bone, son." I was like, "Man, the show is." But then he would go back to he went back up to Ohio and he was with his pops, and they would be running around doing their thing. You know what I mean? He was an inspiring artist too, but he just never wanted to really get his music off the back of his dad's name. So he was really trying to do his own. You know what I'm saying? So he'd been back and forth, and then one time he left and went with Pops. They was on tour, running around, doing all type of shit. So it was dope. So yeah, he was definitely out here. But so y'all listening to Bone 3-6 Mafia, you know what I'm saying? For me, heavy on Wu-Tang. So you know what I'm saying? I was running around bumping some Wu and just getting into that lane when it came to the music. So Country Boy, they were big and they were doing their thing. Did you guys ever have the opportunity to go over to Troy's One Stop and record music, do any type of production or any type of recording?
Let me tell you a story. We went in there. Okay, at the time, I don't know if you remember when Country Boy did a show in E-Town.
I remember that
at the youth center. And and Vernay was up there. I think it was this is the night Vernay and Country Boy got into it. Okay, so like I said, Vernay would always be around in the neighborhood, the trailer park where we was always hanging out at. And he was telling us the story how him and Troy got into it. So me, big Vernay fan, I'm like, all right, I'm listening to the story. We just happened to go to Troy one day. All of us, we go over there to Troy. We holler at him about some music. The conversation gets to where me and him get into it. And I keep hollering about, man, you a sucker. You took Vernay's style and you did this with Vernay's stuff and this, that, and the third. So we arguing back and forth. He gets mad. He kicks me out of his barbershop. So I'm like, all right, I got this sucker. We go lay down a song. It wasn't a Troy diss, but my verse was dissing Troy.
Hold on.
I kid you not.
We did it. John Woo did the beat.
Yeah, John Woo did the beat.
John did the beat. We laid it down in the studio at Infamous G's crib, snooping them.
Yes. Yep. We did it. We laid it down. They went up to Troy and played the tape for Troy. Troy heard it. He said, hey, next time y'all come back up here, bring that dude who I kicked out. So they come back, they tell me, they're like, hey, yo, Troy want to meet with us. And he wants us to bring you. And I'm like, for real? They like, yeah. So we go up there. I kid you not. Dude walks up to me. He was like, bruh, you know, what happened. I'm willing to squash the beef. He said, I heard you on that song. You were dope. He said, matter of fact, all y'all were dope. He said, matter of fact, I got a contract for a single deal. It was a single deal. It wasn't it was like a maxi single deal. It wasn't no like album deal. It was just like a maxi single deal. He's like, bro, I was real impressed with that song. I want to sign y'all. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. Gave us the contract and everything. We never did sign it. We wound up leaving that night, and I forgot another rapper, Boss Skrilla. Shout out Boss Skrilla. I don't know if you remember when Boss Skrilla was around. He was around too.
Yeah,
that same night we met Boss Skrilla at a studio that we would constantly go to. Shout out to Billy. He went by Shock G.
Shock C.
Shock C. He was over there on Elmwood. He had a little brother. I can't think of what his little brother's name was, but his little brother was rapping too.
Was he the light skin?
Yeah. Yep.
It gotta be DC.
DC.
He was skinny.
Right. That was his name. DC.
Yeah,
it was DC. DC. It was DC. That's what his real name. That's what his rap name was. DC. Thank you. We went over there, and Boss Skrilla was over there, and he was like, "Heard about you dudes." Like, oh yeah, for real. He's like, "What you hear?" He was like, "Man, I heard y'all nice." He was like, "I want to do some music with y'all." So we like, man, we just went and hollered at Troy, and Troy gave us this contract. He's like, man, don't mess with Troy. Troy's this, Troy's that, Troy's this, Troy's that. So we like, all right, tore up the contract.
Nah, that nigga threatened. He said anybody messing with Troy, we was gonna whip. He's gonna whip. And what we did, Avery went outside and tore the contract. So we ain't tear it up in that nigga's face. We tore it up outside.
Well, the contracts got tore up. I don't know who tore it up. I remember the contracts got tore up. And I remember him telling us, yeah, man, I got a car that matches every outfit I got. And I'm looking at him like, bro, you driving a maroon car and your outfit is white. So what happened today? So I'm just listening to him and stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll probably do a song with him, but it ain't gonna be all that, man. He kind of like gassed it up. But yeah, we wind up going back to the crib, man, and later on just building our own path, man, to where it got to the point where we started just calling record labels.
Yeah.
You know,
facts.
Calling record labels, answer machines to come on, whoever's on the phone, start rapping. A bunch of labels would call us back.
That's what I was gonna say. Did y'all when y'all would go on there and start rapping, would y'all get a response back from them labels?
Oh yeah. We Aftermath would call us back. You guys know that's unprofessional what you just did. I understand you're trying to get on, but that's not the way to go about doing it. So Def, whoever the A&R, we got in contact with the A&R at So Def. He asked us to give him a demo tape. We sent him a demo tape. When we called back, they had fired him. Dang. Come to find out, it was Little John, who the A&R dude was at the time, and who had got fired. So that never went through. And it was a record label. I don't know if you remember a rapper named Gangster Pat out of Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, I remember Gangster Pat.
Okay, he was on a record label called Triad Records out of Norcross, Georgia. They were the only record label who was going to sign us. But they was like, yo, you got to get rid of one of your members. And we was like, well, which member is that? And he told us who it was. And we was like, nah, we good. So that deal.
They said they didn't like, hey, Will, they said they didn't like my verse.
They didn't like your verse?
That was cap.
They said they didn't like it. They said my shit was whack.
No, that was cap.
They said my verse was the wackest. They said my verse was the wackest on the song.
That was cap, though. That was cap. I believe that was a lie.
I believe it was a lie too, but that was what it was they was like, you get rid of him, we'll go ahead and start y'all on the album. So we was just like, nah, we might as well just dead it. You know, if you ain't getting one, you ain't getting none of us.
Yeah.
We
as a unit.
Yeah, we come as a unit. So then there's for a while we was at the bulletin board, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out what's next. And we wind up getting a hold of another dude who went by Shorty O, who was allegedly working with 3 6 Mafia. He wanted to sign us. He was like, yo, I'm out of Philadelphia. I'm based in Philadelphia. You're going to have to come up here to Philadelphia. And I'm going to put y'all in the studio and we're going to put together a project so y'all can give to DJ Paul and Juicy J. So we was like, all right, cool. We was with it. And that's what started the trip up to NYC. That phone conversation with that dude right there is what started everything.
Got you. Now,
from there,
how long in between that process from meeting Troy, going over there, recording the diss record, and with talking to Boss Skrilla, was it before y'all ended up making that trip up to New York?
Now hold on, I want to say something, Will. Hold on, because he's leaving a part out. We actually the plan was never to go to New York. The plan was actually to go to Philadelphia.
Got you. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? We actually devised the plan to go to New York in the midst of all this stuff. We left the part out. Well, I don't know if he was going to tell you or whatever, but
mind you, it was only a couple months, man. All this stuff was
it was like a couple months. I say like, because that was it was a couple months. It was a couple months.
Hold on, let me say this. So, because I try to let them speak. I don't want to overspeak them. So before all this all kicked off, before we was a group, it was me, Grim, and Mook. We were a group, right? And Mook, Jay was in the.
So hold on, Mook Maine from what you call right?
Jeffrey Anderson.
Got you. Okay. Yeah.
No,
Mook.
brother. Yeah. Shout out Mook Maine. He was in the group too.
Yeah, he was in the group. So so it was the summer of '98. So at this time I was the only one. Mook and Grim was in the group with Dorsey and Jay, right? They all rap together. But I would rap. I would rap with Grim and them on the side. So what happened was Deshaun Ote, God rest, LIP.
I remember Ote.
Deshaun Ote had gave my peoples DJ Coke a tape, and it was this tape of the Dirty D Thugster, a guy out of Memphis, right? And it, back in those days, people would rhyme, and they would have an instrumental on there. And there was this instrumental, and Jay would come to the crib, and Jay knew I rap, but he didn't know I rap like that. He comes, I play the tape. He said, "What you got to it?" So I spit my verse, and he was like, "All right, that's tight. Let's go to the studio." So we kind of went to the studio and we dropped this shit called Creep with a Nigga. Some shit we kind of stole off of Gangsta Pat. That's how it really started. We dropped that. Tank's on it because Tank used to be with us. Before Tank was with Country Boy, Tank was with us.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? But he hollered at us. He said, "Listen, I'm going to go rap with Troy and I'll be back." And we like, cool. You know what I'm saying? One of us going to go over there, infiltrate, get this money, and he going to come back for us. So that's how it started. So at this time, it was like a 5-man group reduced down to 4. And then we met a couple other people, Ote and this other dude, I ain't going to say his name. He still needs one, And I'm talking about a fade, my nigga. A fade. Yeah. At 45, a fade, my nigga. Yeah. Because he sent my niggas on a bogus mission. So we start rapping. Dorsey's rapping at Country Boy. All that stuff happens, which they said all that's true. All that happened. We go with Wu, and Wu is taking it. He's kind of showing us the ropes. He's taking us to Louisville, and he's showing us the ropes on how to do this rap stuff. We got raps. We just didn't know where to lay them down. So we run with Wu, and Wu's taking us to the studio, and he's doing these beats. We go to Shock C. We laying down material with him. And what's the other dude too? The other dude where we do Who Wanna Battle This? T-Bird. Yeah. So we run into all these people in Radcliff where we doing all this material, but we ain't have nowhere to put it. So that's why we started calling. And needless to say, the inspiration for me, I can only speak for myself, but the inspiration for me when we started taking it serious and really started laying stuff down, it was Vernay. When Vernay dropped that chapter 1, I feel like he put everybody on notice. You know what I'm saying? When he dropped that blue tape, everybody was like, "Oh, we got to take this more serious because Vernay about to blow." And it wasn't that it was competition. I was just like, "Damn, that dude's good." You know what I'm saying? So by the time we get to the point where we call him and they about to take this trip, we're all gearing up. We're getting serious about this. So between the time the stuff happened with Troy, because I know Troy probably wouldn't even remember that, because that's a blip on his radar. He has so much going on. But I mean, we doing a whole bunch of stuff. Shout out to MJ. We actually did a song with MJ out of Country Boy. That was the only dude who really fucked with us on the whole shit. Because the thing that goes untold, there was actually stars in Country Boy. Like when Country Boy first started, the star of the show was MJ. Hands down.
Yeah,
let's not get it confused. It was MJG. He was the star of the show.
Right.
Then I would say second, then came Tank. Tank had a short little stint, and then
Ripping
for the majority of the time, Baby G didn't grip. You know what I'm saying? It kind of like the changing of the guard has switched. Yeah, it had switched up. But we did this song with MJ. I don't know what happened to it. I ain't never heard it. But it was pretty tough. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to MJ for featuring on that, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he get enough shine. Like I was telling you before, Will. I don't think he get enough shine.
Right.
You know?
MJ is nice. I tell people all the time, even even after that, back when me and MJ was in Bowling Green together, you know what I'm saying? MJ would go lay down some tracks, and hey, he can rap, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't know that, but yeah, MJ, he's tough when it comes to the music. So, and I think MJ so low key, laid back. He don't, you know what I'm saying? He don't any other. He cool on the recognition, but I be trying to, you know what I'm saying, pump him up, let him know, hey, yo, you really tough. You feel me? So, but a lot of people rap, they just look at him like, oh, he's a barber who he cut hair and you know what I mean, whatever else.
Yeah, they don't know the half, but that's the story that got to be told.
That's true.
Right.
Pimp
City.
Yeah.
Like for us, when we heard MJ on that Pimp City, that's what really got the youngins that was in MJ's age group really going, because everybody else was older. So to hear MJ, somebody who we in school with, who we see on their rap, we we rocking with this. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, facts. Yeah. But I'm gonna let Grim go ahead and tell the rest how that trip start, man. Because at this time, Grim,
y'all go on this. Before you get in there, so y'all go on this infamous trip, and this is what me and Wu was talking about. On the podcast.
And let me clarify something, because I seen the interview. That was a good interview y'all did, by the way.
Appreciate that. I was like, yo, you remember Matt Watts brother them? They went to New York. You feel me?
Yeah, and John tried to say that my brothers was in the group. Adam and Matt was never in the group. Right. It was never in the rap group. It was them two and Mook and me. It was never none of my brothers in the group.
I remember back in the day just always hearing a story about Grim sneaking onto the bus, getting to New York, and that's what they was doing. So that's all I remember. So we brought it up, but we want to hear your story and how that really went down.
Okay, Pete Gang. Was 1999, man. 4 guys with a hope and a dream, you know what I'm saying? And a fiend. Okay, so, bro, basically, man, I was doing stupid smoker shit, man, stealing from stores, shoplifting. Every chance I could get, anything I could get my hands on, I'm stealing it. And so after a while, you know what I'm saying, that landed me in jail. I got put in jail for about 30 days. These guys already had their plans. I think they were working with a professional waitering or banquet service at the time, trying to get the money to get the tickets, right? And so I was unable to attend due to me being incarcerated. So the day I was getting out happened to be the day they were leaving. No, I think they were leaving a couple of days after that.
We was leaving the next day. You got out a day before we left.
And so basically, this is what I did, man. Because I wasn't going to miss the trip for the world, man. I wasn't going to stay at Radcliff while these guys go. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. that's a whole nother story. But I didn't think that the whole thing in Philly was going to pan out. But I just knew that if I was there, something could pan out. If I was there.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother story. Anyway, so I get out of jail. They're getting ready to leave in a couple of days. And I'm just like spinning my wheels, man. I don't have no money. My mom's not feeling nothing about nothing. I said, yo, I'm just gonna sneak on the bus. And so I went to Fort Knox.
Hold on, real quick.
Let me tell my story, bro.
Because this is how it came about. I was there. This is how it came about. It was one of my neighbors from up the street came over that day. We was chiefing. He was sitting there trying to figure out how he gonna get on this bus. The dude who came and blowed with us was like, this is what I did one time. I went from Kentucky to New Orleans. I snuck on a bus.
Yeah, I left that part out.
Right there,
yeah,
when you said that,
you
I
did
got up
good.
and walked off. Them two stayed down there and they had a conversation. So
you did good.
Like,
that was good. That was good. I did
that's
leave
exactly
that part
what
out.
that's how it came about. So
okay, so let me
the
finish.
dude convinced him he can do it. So tell the story now.
Okay, so boom. I get to Fort Knox. Basically, while the bus driver's head was turned, I just got on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what it is we're from Radcliff, Kentucky. We're at a small, very small bus depot. There's not a lot of security going on. If you're fast and know what you're doing, you can pull a move. I was fast and knew what I was doing, and I had a mission to complete. I pulled the move. Once we got to Louisville, it was a different story. Louisville's bus depot is a little bit bigger. It's policed by, a little bit more security. So I get there, and I'm not gonna lie to you. My first instinct was I was like, dog, I can't go no further. I gotta go home. First thing I did was call my mom, and my mom cursed me out, told me I was stupid. She said, "What the hell are you doing?" She said, "You're an idiot." She said, "I'm not paying for you to get back. Get back on your own. Get back how you got out there." So I'm like, man. So I'm like,
and that's
man.
when the bell rings in my head.
Okay,
because you ain't gonna tell it how he ain't gonna tell it how I really tell.
Okay,
the bell goes off in my head. I said, look, in the computer, it shows we bought 3 tickets. All we gonna do is tell this woman, hey, no, it was 3 because it was just me, you, and Grim. I mean, me, you, and Moo. So I told him, tell the woman, look, we don't know what bus we got off of. He thinks he left his ticket on the bus. Bro, I kid you not. The woman went to the computer. Boop, I told her the date. She looked it up. It was 3 tickets purchased on that date. She didn't ask for no ID or nothing. She refunded him a whole new ticket. Once he got that ticket, we was like, oh yeah, this is a blessing. Oh, we're going. Yeah, this is meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? This has to happen.
What, Will, was it a blessing or was it stealing?
That's not stealing.
I call that shit identity theft. Look,
I don't know.
Look,
all I know is I was on start.
Will. We weren't leaving our man at the. We had to do what we had to do.
Right.
Look, because needless to say, when it was time for me to use that ticket, he's like, "Oh, this ticket's no good. You already used it." I said, "Nigga, no, I didn't." What you mean? I said, "No, I ain't used my ticket. This ticket's right here." So luckily, they honored the ticket. You see what I'm saying? Because they were trying to say this ticket's already used and cashed out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and back in them days, $100 wasn't easy to come across because it was $100 you could ride anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And so
we was bogus for that.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying, Will? But luckily, they honored it because when it was time for me to come up there, because needless to say, them 3 left. So what was going to happen is I was supposed to graduate that summer. We had a year-round school, and I told Mom Dukes, "Look, I'm about to be a rapper. I ain't about to graduate, man. I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm done." And Mom Dukes was like, "Listen, I don't ask too much for you, man. But one thing I do require of you is for you to graduate. I know you want to rap." Yeah. She said, "Listen, I know you want to rap, but if rap is for you, it's gonna be there when you graduate. If it requires you not to graduate, then rap ain't for you. So I made a promise to my moms. I said, listen, I'm gonna stay and graduate, but once I graduate, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead with your story, bro. My bad.
Now I want to add something. I want to add something in. Now, keep in mind, now at the time and in the moment of this going on, he said it was identity theft, which could have been. Now, had I been like, no, that's not. No, I could have been like, look, no, that's not. That was my homeboy Keith's ticket. That's not my ticket. And there would have been no New York trip.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's called not, don't do dumb shit.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's called.
I don't even know what about.
And Will, let me tell you about this. Here's where the story picks up for the New York. Here's how New York came about. So we on the bus. We're going from the city, Louisville, to Cincinnati. We get to Cincinnati. We call him. Keith. Yo, we got him. Yo, we got a ticket. We bragging. Man, we snuck him on the bus. He says, hey, man, the trip is bogus. I'm like, what you mean it's bogus? He was like, ain't nobody going to meet y'all in Philadelphia. Yeah, he better meet us in Philadelphia, dude. I ain't playing.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody better show up to pick me up.
I was
bad like, bro, it's a bogus trip. I'm like, you kidding me? He's like, nah, it's bogus. So I hang up the phone and we in Cincinnati. I'm like, bro, I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'm going at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm lost. I'm confused. I'm like, bruh. So I tell Grim and Moot, I'm like, bro, I get on the bus. I'm like, man, dude ain't gonna be there. They're like, what you talking about? I'm like, man, he said this trip is bogus. Ain't nobody gonna be there. We've been lied to. Everything lied. And it just so happened, it was a passenger on the bus. Some guy, he was vacationing. I don't know what he was doing. He overhears the conversation. And he's like, man, you know, he sparks up a conversation with us. And in the conversation, he asks us, you know, well, where was y'all going to Philadelphia for anyway? I'm like, bro, we a rap group. And he's like, really? Yeah. I'm like, no, dead ass. We a rap group. He said, for real? He said, let me hear something. So my man drops the beat. He raps and I rap. Dude's like, yo, y'all are really nice. He said, man, you ever thought about going to New York? Like, New York? For what? He said, man, all the record labels is up there. Plus, y'all are nice. Y'all get on. So we're just sitting there. We ain't really saying nothing. And then it pops in my head. I'm like, bro, I just seen Crazy Bone on Rap City in New York. Don't y'all like Crazy Bone? Ain't that y'all favorite dude? They were like, yeah. So I'm like, bro, we should rap for him. And they like immediately, yeah. So dude's like, look, when we go to he said, y'all can come stay with me. Like, for real, you don't even know us. It's like, yeah, man, y'all come stay with me. Y'all gonna hit those, y'all gonna get up there, y'all gonna hit the record labels. And man, he's pumping us up. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. Damn right. We gonna get them, yeah. So I'm like, all right. And we rolling with dude. Bruh, we go from Cincinnati to Columbus. From Columbus to Cleveland. And the whole time we talking about, yeah, we about to go, man. We about to rap a Crazy Bone. We get to Cleveland, the bus station, and we recognize the bus station looks like the bus station that was on the Bone Thugs and Harmony video. So we reenacting, like we walking to the buses with some tickets, about to get a record done, just how they was imitating in their video. Yeah. We get to Pittsburgh. We get off the bus. I turn around, I see dudes asleep. So But I see the bus driver, you know, going around waking up people. So I ain't thinking nothing of it. We going to the bus station. We sitting there. We waiting for dude to get off the bus. And he ain't showing up. So I'm like, hold the horn. I'm like, I'll be back. So I go to the bus that we just got off of. Well, I thought it was the bus we got off of. I've never rode a bus. This is my first time ever riding a bus. So I didn't know the cities that the things change. So I'm going back to, I'm looking for Cleveland. And they done changed all the signs to wherever the next stop is going to, like Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or whatever. So I see this person on the bus sleep. So I go up to the window because they got the door locked to where I can't get on the bus. So I go up to the window, I'm jumping, bang, bang, bang. I'm like, hey, bang, bang, bang. I'm like, hey, go, wake up. Bang, bang, bang. So the bus driver's like, hey, man, what you doing? I said, hey, man, that's my cousin, man. Go wake him up. Let him know he need to get off this damn bus.
Yeah.
So dude gets on the bus. I see the dude, he's like this, but I see him talking to the bus driver. And he's like, so standing there waiting. Bus driver's like, that dude said he's on the right bus. I said, nah, man, go wake that dude up. I said, nah, let me get on there. He was like, nah, I can't let you do that, young man. I said, bro, please go get that man. I was like, that's dude. That's dude right there. Go get that dude. So he's like, nah, I'm not gonna mess with him. He said he ain't going to New York. I'm furious.
Oh, yeah, I know he was hot.
Bruh, I'm pissed. I'm ready to go to jail in Pittsburgh. I'm so I tell the homies, I'm like, bruh, where is dude? They're like, I don't know. This is a bus station. I was like, he ain't walked past y'all or nothing. They was like, no. I said, I just seen this jerk on this damn bus. He won't wake up. This dude, I'm like, dog, they won't let me they won't let me get onto the bus to talk to this dude. So now we like, oh my God, dog, this is crazy. I'm like, F this, we still going to New York. I don't care. I got peoples on the East Coast, so I'm gonna call them up. We gonna get to where we gonna get to. I'm gonna hit my peoples up. We gonna get some more schnuckets, meaning money, and we gonna do this. We ain't going back home. F that. So we go from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia. During one of the what do you call them? Like where you stop to take a bathroom.
Yeah,
you stop at the rest areas. Yeah. It's one of these. So we at the rest area. Guess who come out the damn bathroom? Homeboy. Dude, I run up on him so quick. I said, hey man, where the hell you been, dude? Hey man, where you been at, dog? We just looking for you, man. We're trying to go to New York with you. He said, sorry guys, I gotta change your plans. I said, hold the horn. He said, what? You gotta change the plans. He said, yeah, I'm going to DC. I said, bro, DC? You serious? He's like, yeah, I'm going to DC. I'm like, man, I should whoop this nigga's ass. I'm DC. He's in DC. So I'm like, I can't convince this man not to go to New York, but he dassed me up. Good luck. I know y'all gonna do it. I know you're gonna fulfill your dreams. Get out of my face. So I walk, tell them, I was like, bro, we got to, yeah.
Now we gotta come up with a whole new game plan.
Yeah, a whole new game plan. But it just so happened, man, we was blessed with family members who thought it was silly what we was doing, but they still helped us out, man. So when I link up with my peoples, we running through Baltimore, just rapping. For any and anybody that listen, man, y'all gonna do it. Everybody hyping us up. Y'all gonna do it. Y'all gonna do it. Y'all dope, man. Crazy gonna be crazy not to sign y'all. And we like, yeah, for real. They're like, yeah, man, y'all gonna do it. So we shoot to New York. And when we get to New York, it was just like a mind-blowing experience. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything is exactly like how you see it on TV.
Big buildings, bright lights.
Big buildings, bright people moving fast. Everybody, only thing I liked about it, is they didn't hold no punches. Like if you went up to him and you said, "What's up?" He'd say, "Man, I'm not gonna shake your motherfucking hand. I don't know you." You like, damn, okay. They threw no punches. Like, dude, you suck. You tight, but you suck. You need to work on that bar. They didn't throw no punches. That's the only thing I admired about them.
So
like,
when y'all got there,
they didn't code nothing.
So, quick question: how long did y'all stay in Baltimore before going to New York? Because I know you said you was running around in Baltimore rapping. How long y'all stayed?
Man, things got crazy in Baltimore, bro. Shout out to B-More. Things got crazy. So we probably stayed there about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Stayed there 2 weeks and shot to New York. And when we first got to New York, I didn't know about buildings and street signs. So I seen a cop and I said, "Hey man, I'm trying to get to," how did I word it? Because I worded it wrong. That's why we wound up going the wrong direction. The building is it's the 34th building on the 16th Street. I said, "What's building 16 and where's the 34th Street?" So the cop just pointed. And I'm looking like, and the way he would point would be like, let's say, you know where McDonald's is on Lincoln Trail?
Yeah.
And somebody would just like, if you was to ask, "Hey, where's North Hardin High School?" Somebody asks you where's North Hardin High School, you might just point straight up Lincoln Trail and not tell them, "Hey, at that third light, you're gonna make a left and go down the little hill and the school be right there on the right." That's how it was. He just pointed. And that's what I seen. It just looked like Lincoln Trail. So I'm looking like, all right. So we take off walking. And we just keep walking. We finally get to 34th Street. I'm looking for building 16. There's no such thing as building 16 on 34th Street. And this is a real long street. We walked the whole street, came right back, asked another cop. This time I gave him the direct, because we was going off of a tape. We had purchased a DVD, a Mo Thugs DVD tape, and it had the address to Relativity Records.
Got you, yeah.
So he read it and he starts laughing. He's like, "Yeah, y'all ain't from here, is you?" We're like, "Nah. What makes you say that? The clothes?" He was like, "No, because you are far from where you need to be." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "Man, walk all the way down this street. Don't turn. It's 5th Avenue. You walk straight down 5th Avenue till you hit 16th Street." Man, it felt like walking from Radcliff to E-Town.
Yeah, you had a nice little hike.
When I got there, I was tired. I was sleepy. We seen a janitor, asked him, "Hey, is Relativity Records in this building?" He said, "Yeah, but they ain't open." So we like, dang. So we go back across the street. We chill out. We're waiting for Steve LaBelle. Steve LaBelle was Bone's manager.
Yep.
And while we were in Baltimore, we was calling Steve LaBelle, letting him know, "Look, we coming up to New York. We want rap for Crazy Bone, you and Crazy Bone." And we would leave messages, hang up. He actually called back while I was cutting my grandma's grass. And my uncle come outside. He said, "Hey man, you just had a phone call." Like, ooh. He's like, "You, man, don't nobody know him up here?" He said, "Man, some dude named Steve LaBelle." I said, "What?" I was like, "You tripping?" He's like, "Nah, I knew he wasn't lying because I didn't even talk to them about who Steve LaBelle was."
Yeah, he don't come up with that name out of nowhere.
Steve LaBelle called back. So we call him back, he don't pick up. When we finally get to New York and meet Steve LaBelle, I thought he was a black dude.
White dude.
So I go up, it's 2 white dudes and a black dude. They come out of Relativity Records. I go up to the first black dude. "What's up, Steve, man?" I start dapping him up. "What's up, Steve, man? We've made it here." And dude's looking at me like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Bro, we OLD. We talked to you over the phone." He said, "Who do you think I am?" I said, "You Steve LaBelle, ain't you?" He said, nah, that's Steve LaBelle. And I kid you not, this is exactly what I said. I looked over at him, looked back at the black dude, looked at Steve LaBelle. I said, bro, you white? He was like, yeah, is that a problem? I said, bro, but you sound black over the phone. So I'm like confused. I'm thinking they playing me. Like, nah, these dudes I'm like, nah, it was a black dude I definitely was talking to. He's like, look, bro, I'm Steve LaBelle. I'm the one who called you. You was at your grandma's house. So he just starts laying everything out. I'm like, damn, yep, this is him. He was like, I called you to let y'all know that we wasn't in New York and we wasn't coming to New York. He said, it just so happened I got caught up in something to where I had to come back to New York. So you lucky. So we rap for him and he's like, Crazy Bone ain't gonna like this. So we like, damn, why he ain't gonna like it? He's like, because y'all rap fast. Y'all sound like them.
Sound just like them.
So we like, so, and they apparently they don't like nobody that sounds like them. So we like, damn. Back at the drawing board, we wind up finding a place to stay. And while we was staying at the place we was at, we were rapping for everybody there and making new raps up. So when we seen Steve LaBelle again, this time we got a whole new different formula. One day we go up there and we get off the elevator. Steve LaBelle had gave us Crazy Bone t-shirts, Crazy Bone posters. Okay. So you know we gonna represent. We get there, we step off the elevator, and it's three dudes, they about our age. And they're sitting in the lobby and they see our shirts. They're like, oh, y'all signed to Mo Thugs. Y'all signed to Mo Thugs. We're like, nah, we trying to get signed to Mo Thugs. What's up with y'all? Who y'all? They're like, man, we about to sign with Mo Thugs. We up here to see Steve LaBelle. So first thing in my head clicked like, oh, hell no, competition. Oh, it's about to get serious now. And when we was in New York, I met like, I'm not knocking the rappers that was from where we was from, but when we met them, these people were like in your face with it.
Yeah.
Like they were ready.
Yeah, like ready. Drop of a hat ready. You tell them rap, and they wasn't coming with no weak stuff neither. They was coming with heat. And they get all in your face. You know what I'm saying? They was coming with some serious stuff. So when I seen these three dudes and I heard them rap, I was like, oh yeah, it's raw talent up here. I think dudes was like, you know what I'm saying? I knew we was good, but these dudes, I was like, okay. I was like, damn, it's gonna be some real competition. So Steve LaBelle comes out, he sees us talking to him. They have a relationship with Steve LaBelle I didn't know about. So Steve LaBelle daps them all up. What's up, guys? I'm glad you're here. I see you met these dudes talking about us. And so they get to talking about, yo, when can we meet Crazy Bone? So he was like, I tell you what, I can't get a hold of Crazy Bone right now, but I'm gonna try later on. And at the time he's saying this, my man Grim here, he pictures a fit. He's like, you know what? I had enough of this crap. I ain't trying to hear this. So he goes to the elevator and he's trying to get down the elevator. And he's bing, 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 hitting the elevator real hard to where everybody's looking at him. And they're like, yo, what's up with your man? I was like, bro, I think he's pissed. And I just see his face just getting red and he's just staring at us. And I'm like, oh, I think he's about to cry. Yeah, he's really mad, bro. I was like, he's pissed, bro.
He ran blue.
Yeah. So once the elevator opens, he goes in. Steve LaBelle looks at me and was like, he gonna be okay? I'm thinking in my head, F him. What about me? Bro. So he's like, I tell you what, because like I'm about to cry. I'm being honest with you. I was about to cry. Like I'm pissed. I'm frustrated. Like I really thought this was gonna be a walk in the park. I rap for Crazy Bone. Boom, you put me on your label and I be famous. That's exactly what I thought it was, but it wasn't.
Right.
So he's like, y'all gonna be straight. I really didn't know what to say, but you know how your throat get dry, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna be straight. He said, I tell you what. He said, come back at 5 o'clock. He said, I'm gonna keep my word on it. I'm gonna try and get a hold of Crazy Bone for y'all. Come back at 5. So I leave, go across the street where he's at. I'm like, bro, you all right? He's just like, I ain't trying to. I was like, look, he said, come back at 5. Gonna try get and talk to Crazy Bone. So we go back. When we go back at 5, it's Steve LaBelle. I don't know if you remember the rap group called Third Base.
Yeah, I remember Third Base. Yep.
You remember the white dude who had the box, MC Search?
Yeah, MC Search. He the one who put Nas on that Live at the Barbecue.
Yes, him. It's Steve LaBelle, him, and Brian Calhoun. They're all going out to lunch.
Who's Brian Calhoun?
Brian Calhoun is the A&R for 3 6 Mafia at the time. He was their A&R. Brian Calhoun was the A&R for 3 6 Mafia. They're going to lunch. They asked us to go with them. So we go. You know, they treat. They buying us lunch and stuff. So we get to talking, and while we're talking, DJ Paul calls. And he's talking to Brian Calhoun, and Brian Calhoun's got him on speakerphone. We can hear the whole conversation. They're talking, you know what I'm saying? And Mook's sitting beside Brian Calhoun. He's like, oh, that's DJ Paul, that's DJ Paul, that's DJ Paul, that's DJ Paul. Yeah, I can hear it. So once they get off the phone with DJ Paul, Brian Calhoun's like, yo, why don't y'all try and sign with 3 6 Mafia? And boy, I kid you not, the only thing we said was, nah, we trying to sign with Bone.
Let's pause this conversation right here. This is how you know it wasn't meant to be, because if I was there, we was signing with DJ Paul, bro. We listen at this point in time, we listened to 3 6 Mafia and Hypnotized Minds more than we was listening to Bone.
Yeah.
This is how you know it wasn't meant to be, because I wasn't there at this time. Because I'm not passing that up.
Yeah, I feel you. Nah.
Go ahead, Jay. And when listen, the A&R is the person that's responsible for signing y'all.
Yeah.
And he's the one who asked us, hey man, why don't y'all sign with DJ Paul?
So he
we like, nah, man, we
enough.
trying to sign with Crazy Bone. Steve LaBelle was like, really? He was like, yeah, we trying to sign with Crazy Bone.
Man, that's wild.
So yeah, man, it really was.
Being on with 3 6 potentially.
Yes, yeah.
Go ahead.
So when we leave the restaurant, the other 3 boys are at the record label waiting on Steve LaBelle, because like he said, he told everybody he's gonna call Crazy Bone. So we're all 6, them 3 and us 3. We all waiting, you know. We see him make the call. Crazy man, what's up? Everybody's excited. Oh, so he was like, oh snap. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I would rather him and Mook talk to Crazy Bone because they were bigger fans.
Gotcha.
Like I told him, I didn't know what to say to the dude. I was like, why y'all trying to get me to talk to him? Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
You were the leader of the group, Jay.
Yeah, they was trying to make me leader, and I'm like, ain't no leader in this group. You know, we don't roll like that. So the 3 dudes, they talk to Crazy Bone. They all excited. This, that, and the third. You know, they hype dapping each other up. Crazy Bone gonna listen to us rap. He's coming in town. He's gonna listen to us rap. So I'm like, yes. So Steve LaBelle gets the phone. He's like, look, I got this other group too out of Louisville, Kentucky. I'm like, Radcliff. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's like, yeah, they want to holler at you too. As soon as he gives me the phone, I'm like, hello? I hear what's up? And then the phone conversation drops. He's in the plane going to Miami, and the call dropped. I'm like, I'm kind of glad because I didn't know what to say. Like I said, I'm starstruck too. Yeah, keep in mind, I've never seen a rapper a day in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I've been in that position. I've been in that position before. When you get
Yeah.
around, you like, man, you don't want to fan out too much.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't because they was all the three dudes, boy, they was oh my god, it's crazy. Man. Dropping to their knees, hands. I'm like, how could be Jesus on that line? I'm like, they going crazy over there. They was like, yeah, they was hyped. They was definitely hyped. So I'm like, all right, let me get hyped. Shit. Okay. Hello? Yeah, what's up? And the phone call dropped, and I'm like, shit, I ain't know what to say. My mind went blank when I heard hello. So we tell Steve LaBelle, he's like, all right, man, we gonna set something up. He's like, listen, we coming back on so-and-so date. Y'all come up here, y'all can rap for him. Whether he says yay or nay, that's up to him. He said, but I'm gonna let them know. He said, I'm gonna let them know we coming back. We want to see y'all. So I was like, I bet. And in between that time, we wind up meeting more people. And it's funny because when we finally called the record label, Brian Calhoun picks up.
Yeah.
First thing he says is, yo, where the fuck have you dudes been? Like, bruh, man, we've been out here trying to get a Crazy Bone and Steve LaBelle came looking for you. Like, damn, man, he's like, no, they came looking for you. Where were y'all at? I said, they came. He actually came. He's like, he actually came. Where were y'all at? I'm like, man, damn. I ain't know what to say.
Dang.
All I kept saying is, he actually came. He's like, yes, he actually came. So by that time, we wind up losing contact with Steve LaBelle and just doing our own thing. You know what I'm saying? It just so happened when we went to New York, for us being from where we're from, we got a record deal quicker. You know what I'm saying? When we went to New York, didn't nobody know where Kentucky was. Point blank. They ain't know about a Louisville, a Lexington. They ain't know about a Wildcats. They ain't know about a Cart. They knew nothing of Kentucky. Like, I was shocked. I was like,
okay, Jay, tell them about Ladot. How'd you get off the streets, bro?
oh, I got off the streets. I actually got off the streets through a male groupie. A male groupie. I did not know those exist. I thought that was just a term that I didn't know what I thought that term was. I did not know what a male groupie was until I met a rapper named Ladot Trife. He was an inspiring rapper trying to get signed to Wu-Tang Records.
Okay.
And he had this chain with a Wu-Tang emblem on it that said Ladot Trife, his name in it. He had this tape he was selling. It was like I wouldn't say it was a bootleg tape. It was his tape, but it was a picture of him and Ghostface Killer taken in a stairwell. He took that picture and went and made copies of it and used that for his album cover and put Future and Ghostface on it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this dude. It just so happens, okay, I was supposed to go on a bus trip. I wind up not going on the bus trip, so I'm mad. I go to Virgin Records and hang out. And I see Ladot Trife. He's like, man, what's up with you? I said, man, my niggas done left on the damn trip, man. And they won't let me go, dog, man. I'm just pissed. So he's like, man, he said, let me tell you something. I know somebody that might be able to help you. I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, you know, y'all be always up here and y'all be telling me how y'all y'all trying to rap for Bone, and y'all nice. And he was like, I got some people that might be able to help you. They're called Biz Productions. It's not Busy Bone. They're not tied to Busy Bone or nothing like that. This is what he tells me. They're not tied to Busy Bone. They shoot videos. And I'm like, well, whose videos do they shoot? It's like they shoot videos for the Wu-Tang, for the Rough Riders, you know, just for all these rappers. I'm like, I ain't got nothing to lose. All right, let's go. So he walks me over to the record label, Wu-Tang Records. I get in there, it's me, Ladot, and he walks me into this room where it's people from Rough Riders record label. It was 3 girls and it was a dude in there. And they're all on this computer thing going over niggas want to die, niggas wonder why, some niggas want to cry, that DMX song. It was that video. These are the people who filmed that video. So they're doing some cutting and editing to that song. And Ladot Trife walks in and they all know Ladot. And he's like, yo, man, I got this kid from Kansas. He's nice, man. Y'all should hear him. And I'm standing there, I'm like, Kentucky. Kentucky. Oh, man, y'all need to hear him, man. He's nice. So they're all like this. They all got their backs to me and they're just in the computer. And the woman, Shirley, is like, oh, yeah, well, let me hear you rap. So I was like, all right, cool. So I start rapping. And they just stare at me. I'm like, fuck. So Adot's like,
what y'all think?
And they're looking at him like, what, you want us to say he's okay? what you waiting on to say something? So I'm like, man, fuck this. I walk off. As I go to the elevator, I hit the button. The woman who asked me to rap come running out. She said, hey, hold on. She said, what's your name? I said, Jay. She said you had some other people that rap too? I was like, yeah, but them niggas is at Jones Beach. I was mad about that trip. She said, check this out. She said, bro, you nice. She said, do they sound like you? I was like, shit, they better. I'm hyping it up. Yeah, they better. She said, listen, get them and come back here immediately. I'm like, for real? She's like, yes, go get them and come back here immediately. So I go get them. I'm like, look, I just met some chick. She talking about she want to hear us rap. And they like, all right, cool, let's go. So we walk over there. And she's in the room. It's her, some more chicks. And it's a dude, another dude in there. We just standing there. He breaks out this big bag of reefer. So we start smiling. Oh, yeah, gotta stop. So he breaks it out, he rolls it up, and then he passes it. So they're looking at us, they're like, so y'all rap. Now we high. So I'm like, yeah. Hey, Mook, drop that beat. He kicks the beat. We just go in, hitting it. And they're like, yo. She said, y'all coming with me. I said, listen, we stay at this place called Safe Space. And if we ain't there at a certain time, we're gonna be on the streets.
Right. I was just wondering, because I was wondering, not to cut you off, but I was wondering, y'all in Detroit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all going up there with $1 in a dream. How was y'all making money? Where were y'all staying? How was y'all making that happen? So you were staying at a place called, what was it called now?
We stayed in several places. The first one we stayed in was called the Covenant House. Now, the difference between New York and places like Louisville, they have shelters for teenagers.
Gotcha.
Like literally homeless shelters for teenagers. You got adult shelters and you got teenage shelters. And we were teenagers at the time, so Covenant House was one of the places, and then another place we stayed in was Safe Space, was another place, and then we would go to this place called Streetworks, and they would have like different activities for you to do. You could play pool, play basketball, do massage therapy. They had a spot you can go through the newspaper and try and find a job if you wanted to do that. So they had different things for us to do. So when I told Shirley this, she was like, y'all ain't going back to the streets. She's like, y'all rolling with me. And bro, she took us off the streets and we was just chasing the dream. The crazy part though is that night, because the dude, like I said, told me it was Wu-Tang Records. So I'm like, I thought you said this was Wu-Tang Records, because it was just a plain building. You know what I'm saying? It was a plain building. Then you walk in and you look at the floor, whatever you're looking for, whatever the floor is on, and then you hit that button to that floor. So Wu-Tang Records was above us. The night we talked to this woman, I'm standing in the corner, and Mook's at the elevator. We standing there like I said, we high as hell. So I'm just soaking up the moment, like, yeah, we about to get up, we about to do this, we about to do that. And I'm just picturing everything in my head, and the elevator opens, and I see Mook go to step in, but then he steps back, and he's like, damn, nigga, what's wrong with you? And he's not saying nothing. So I said, man, it's got to be somebody famous in this damn elevator, because this nigga ain't saying nothing. So before it closes, I run over there. Bro, it's Method Man.
Oh, shit.
In the elevator. I'm like, oh shit, Method Man. And this nigga's like 6'3", he's like tall as hell, and he's got a boombox. And he's sitting there rocking with the boombox, like, going back and forth. And he says, I'm starstruck. I'm like, oh shit, Method Man. And he's like, what's up, niggas? And then the door shuts, and it goes up to where Wu-Tang Records was. I'm like, nigga, you couldn't tell me it was Method Man. He's like, shit, I was just like you. I was starstruck. I didn't know what to say.
Couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, we couldn't say nothing because we was about to get on the elevator and go back downstairs. But like I said, when we got to the elevator, when it opened up, it was Method Man. So we like, oh, that. We just standing there in the shock, like, oh shit, damn Method Man. And like I said, from that point, it just went on to us. Keith eventually coming up there. I call what was it? You graduated high school. Asked you, was you ready to make that move?
Yeah. So I get this call, man. I remember I get this call, man. I just got caught up in a situation with two women. And out of randomly, I get this call, man. And Jay's like, yo, it's on a Friday. And he's like, yo, I met this chick named Shirley. We going to the studio tomorrow. Can you be up here? Can you get to the studio? Because we about to go to the studio. And I'm like, bet. I was just waiting on this call, man. So when he called, I was on the phone getting chewed out. I guess the girls had me on a three-way, telling how they got me, whatever, trying to catch me up. So I had to let them know, yeah, it's over. I'm gone. I'm about to blow up. It's over. I hate you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just talking my shit. And I remember like it was yesterday. I told my pops, I'm like, yo, Pop, I gotta go. What you mean? I got the call. It's up. He's like, what you? Bus stop. Let's go. They took me. I hop on that bus, 12 hours. I'm listening to Bone all the way up there. I'm writing rhymes. Needless to say, I get up there, Port Authority. Jay ain't up there. Nobody's up there to greet me. But I ain't tripping because I got family members all over New York. Yeah. Now, had we went to California, I might have been tripping. I ain't even gonna lie. But little do they know. I mean, they do know I got family in New York, but they didn't know how much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't tripping because I just went home. You know what I'm saying? I went home. You ain't got to give me a map to tell me how to get back to where I'm from. I literally, so I meet Shirley. We go write rhymes. We go do this. We go to Harlem. Shout out to Harlem. And matter of fact, when I get to this place, matter of fact, let me start at Port Authority. Jay comes, all of a sudden, I'm calling my uncle. I'm like, yo, he ain't here. Can y'all come get me? And then as I say that, I see Jay coming down the steps. Jay comes down the steps. I'm like, yo, Unc, he's here. I'm out. I hang up. And Jay's like, what's up? We dap each other up. And next thing I know, we leave in Port Authority. We get out. And I hear Jay say, I told you this nigga was coming. I told you. And Grim's like, Keith, I ain't think you was coming, bro. And I'm like, nigga, why would I miss this opportunity, bro? What you mean? But they not realizing, not only would I not miss this opportunity, y'all gave me an excuse to go back home, right? Y'all gave me an excuse. They not really understanding that I was literally born here. You know what I'm saying? And this is where all my family is. The little family I have in Kentucky is very small. You know, it's just really me and my cousin, my sisters and my cousin. Like all my cousins, besides the one that's from Kentucky, that's only one. Like all my cousins are here. So, but we get in this car and we drive. I think the first night we didn't have nowhere to go, right? And we stayed to sleep. Jan just said sleep in my car, right? That's where we slept in Jan's car. And she didn't think that was cool. So eventually she's like, well, let's go to your grandmother's house. She asked me, can they sleep over your grandma's house? I'm like, yeah, cool. It's my grandma. So I'm going off my grandma in Kentucky, right? If my grandmother in New York is anything like my grandmother in Kentucky, they're cool. We can all stay. We're going to live in Brooklyn. So I'm over cashing checks that I don't even know what's up for real. So we go there. I tell my grandmother what's up. First off, she's like, why are you here? I'm like, yeah, I'm about to get a record deal. And she's like, go back home. And I'm like, Grandma, we need a place to stay. And she like, no. She's like, I'm going to let them stay at night. You can stay here, but they can't. So I hit her with the ultimatum. If they can't stay here, then I ain't going to stay. I thought that was going to be.
It was going to change her mind.
She was like, bye. So after that, I was like, all right, bet. So we spent the night at my grandmother's house and we left because she wasn't playing and I wasn't playing. But needless to say, Shirley, we go to Shirley's crib and we meet all these people. Shirley don't only just have us as a group. This lady Shirley has all these groups. Amazing fucking groups. You hear me? Cats from VA, Philadelphia, Harlem, dancers. You name it, she had it in there. Everybody's fucking amazing. You hear me, Will? Everybody's amazing. You know what I'm talking about? You know, when we coming from Kentucky, we rapping like Bone 3-6, and usually when you got a Southern rappers, you know, back in them days, late 90s, you know, niggas is rapping, they kind of feeling themselves, you kind of rapping doing this. But when them dudes was rapping, they was all like all in your face and bouncing back and forth like it's like they was dissing you when they was rhyming. And we ain't never seen that before. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like they moving over here, they moving over here, they in your face, they jumping back. And I'm like, God damn. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they was ready for war. They was ready for combat. And we used to just kind of be more on a Southern kind of tip or Midwest, where you kind of standing in one spot and you just kind of letting your shit flow. Maybe you might grab your shit and rap. That might be the most you do. You might hit the tempo if you really going in. But that's when I first started seeing it, and that intimidation really set in. Like, God dang. Like, it seemed like all these niggas was ready. Like, compared to us, it just felt like we wasn't ready. Like, not lyrically, but it just felt like we wasn't mature enough and we couldn't seize the moment with these people around. But little did we know, everybody wanted us in New York. Yeah, that's the crazy thing.
Because y'all sounded different than everybody else.
Yeah. Exactly. And we didn't realize that because nobody actually said that. Nobody said the South came to us. Or because normally you would have to, this is before the internet, y'all. They would have to get on a bus or a plane and go to the South and then try to find some rappers. But at this point, these rappers that from the South or Midwest, whatever you want to call it, came to them. And we're not A&R, so we don't realize that the South was coming in. Master P, Hot Boys them kicked the damn dough in, and New York was scrambling to survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? That was another whole transition that we didn't realize what we walked into because that's the music we always listen to, right? But for New York, they were on the verge of extinction, and they were trying to find a way to survive. These A&Rs were trying to find a way to survive because A&Rs were becoming extinct.
Yeah, because you got Cash Money and Master P signing them crazy deals. Because you know what? Cash Money signed that deal with Universal for what, 30 mil?
Yeah.
Yep, 30 mil. Yep, that's around the time.
Yeah.
And Juvenile had dropped that 400 degrees too.
Yeah. Yep. So you gotta think independent deals is coming in, A&Rs are losing their jobs, the South is coming in, New York is scrambling. We just got rid of the West Coast, we just got it back. So they seen this all before. They seen it when the West took over, people were losing their jobs. So now that we got it back, now the South's coming in. And then you gotta think Master P, Cash Money, they was putting out tapes like they were just hitting it. You see what I'm saying? So they were looking at us like we a gold mine, but we didn't think that either. We didn't think that. We didn't know that. Nobody told us that. We looking at these dudes like, hey, dog, these niggas is tough. So the first night Shirley takes us, not the first night, but the second night or whatever it was. It might have been 2 weeks, right? Because we went to go stay in Coney Island before we went to record, right? Is that do I got that right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
So it took 2 weeks to record. It took us 2 weeks to record. And the crazy thing is, our homeboy Mook, he was writing this rhyme and he had a fast part that he just could not hit. Could not do it because there was a lot of, when you're rapping fast, there's a lot of parts where you gotta monitor your breathing or you're not going to be able to. And he had this part that was crazy, fast, non-stop. And he ain't never did this before, but he was doing it. And he was just trying to figure out how to do it. So Shirley wound up putting us in the projects, Mermaid Project. Shout out to Thuggerella. Shout out to Trees, LIP, man. And we stayed at Mermaid Projects for about 2 weeks, man. We stayed there for 2 weeks. I ain't gonna front. As a nigga who liked food, that was the worst 2 weeks of my life. That was the worst 2 weeks of my life.
That's where John was telling. That's where Wu was telling the story of us sharing the canned goods.
Yeah.
That we was in the projects.
Okay.
I don't remember sharing no damn food and no damn projects, man. Grim, you remember that? I don't remember that.
No, I don't.
Then we was hungry as
I
fuck.
remember
That's
the
what I
canned
remember.
goods.
I remember the ramen. We went to that lady.
We ate all the ramen.
And that other nigga got us chicken and fries. We were hungry as fuck that 2 weeks. Hey, bro, we about to die.
That was a crazy situation in itself, too, man. That whole situation was a crazy situation in itself.
That's
right.
We were standing in an abandoned apartment, bro. What? Somebody that got kicked out. I don't know what the hell happened. Did they get kicked
what
out?
It was a woman who had some kids, and she was battling her addiction. So she felt the need that she just left her crib, took her kids and herself to a shelter and stayed into this place until she got clean. Now, when I say this woman left, this woman literally left. And when she left a house full of closet with clothes in it. Bro, when they put us in this apartment, the first thing we said is, hey, bro, somebody lives here. They're like, nah, they just kicked them out. Like, nah, nigga, this is somebody's crib.
That motherfucker was
They're like, no, they kicked them out. So we're like, all right, cool, we gonna roll with that. But somebody's coming back. Bro, I'm talking full clothes, like a whole furnished apartment.
It was, dog.
They put us in.
Hey, we had this big ass water fight in this lady's apartment. You remember that?
Oh yeah, we had water fights in the apartment and everything, bro.
Man, she came her apartment. We fucked that shit up, dog.
So look, our last night there, we just got chopped. I hear a knock at the door. I don't go to the door. Mook goes to the door. So I'm standing in the door frame looking at Mook peek through the peephole. I see him peek through the peephole, and then I see this nigga drop down low and start crawling to me. I'm like, damn, nigga, what you got going on? He said the owner is outside the door beating up on Grim. So I go to the door and I look through the peephole and Grim's behind the girl.
Oh shit!
Laughing, and he's turned around. Like, oh shit! I said, oh shit!
No, she wasn't.
Hey, that nigga Grim. He was wearing her brother's clothes. He was wearing her brother's clothes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she got on the elevator with that nigga. And that's how she kind of knew. Because he was like, hey, you going to apartment C? It was like whatever C. And she was like, yeah. Because he said he noticed the chick from the, you tell him, Grim, you noticed the chick from the picture.
Yeah, there was pictures of her in the apartment. And so when I seen her on the elevator, I red flagged her already. It wasn't no whole lot. I said, look, there's some niggas in your apartment right now. Yeah. I said, don't go up there tripping. She said, what do you mean there's niggas in my apartment? Niggas got to get out of there. She wasn't hitting me, none of that. She came to the door, niggas answered the door, and she pretty much kicked us out.
She came with the dog. She came, bro. She came through that door
hot.
and was like,
She was
"Y'all
hot,
niggas need
bro.
to wrap it up."
She was not
hot.
calm at all. She was hot.
She was not
38
calm,
hot.
bro.
No.
She left. Look,
So
she
she
left to
probably
call the police.
She probably
She left to
went.
go call the police. So we sent Grim to go chase her to calm her down. Like, look, let her know we getting the hell up out of here. We called Shirley, let everybody know that, hey, look, the people who own this apartment is here. They're about to call the cops on us. So while he went to chase the girl, we chilled with the little brother. She kind of like had the little brother watch us so we don't go nowhere. So we sitting there, right? And he's
that's
just,
what he's doing.
yeah, he was to make sure we don't go nowhere. So he's sitting there
Could have beat that nigga
and
up.
we talking to him. So we're like, yeah, so this is your place, huh? He's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, bro, we didn't mean to wear your clothes and eat all y'all food and stuff,
We
man.
didn't eat
You
no
know,
food.
we
What food are you talking about, Jay? We were hungry as fucking.
the Roman noodle. So
the ramen noodles was
we explained to the
gorilla.
dude. We explained to the dude. We like, look, we a rap group, bro. We down here for a record deal. I kid you not. And he's like, okay, whatever. We like, no, seriously. We're here. We're rappers. So we like, I'm like, Mook, kick the beat. Mook kicks the beat. I start rapping. He starts rapping. The little boy's impressed. Sister comes back. He's like, he starts saying her name, TT, whatever her name is. He's like, hey, they can rap. She's like, I don't give a damn. They getting the hell up out of the house. He's like, no, listen to him rap. He's like, listen to him rap. Listen to him rap. So she kind of calmed down. We rap for her. We pretty much explained to her what's going on. She was cool about everything. Now, we living in the projects, bro. The real live projects. And this Friday night. Now, they send Yanja. Yanja is white to come pick us up. Let me tell you something. When she came and got us, she was so damn scared. So we asked her, was like, yo, what you nervous about? What happened? She's like, listen, the night she came got us, right there in the lobby, was about 50 to 30 motherfuckers down there, and they smoke bud, they party, they kick it. We didn't know that till we got downstairs, and when that door opened, that elevator door opened, it was a mob of people. And I guess when she got on the elevator, they were threatening her because they knew our situation. And they had seen her where she would come by, and I guess would speak to us, and they would watch her. So when she got on that elevator, they was threatening her. And that man, she was like, yo, get whatever y'all got, and we getting the hell up out of here.
Get it and let's go.
So when we left the project, bro, she floored it up out of there. I don't know what they said to her, but they put the fear in God in her.
They was listen, everywhere we went, somebody was trying to put us on, bro. So they was trying to get us to Starberry. They was trying to get us to Starberry Records in Coney Island. That's what they kept saying. Go to the barbershop shop. Stephon Marbury has his own record label called Starberry. Yeah. That's what they kept talking about. And
one of the artists was the Mad Rapper. I don't know if you remember the Mad Rapper back in the day.
He's been on everybody's projects.
Him, yes. That was their biggest artist on that label. I guess he was from Coney Island, and they wanted to introduce us to him because he was also, I guess he was also on that label.
Okay.
And I don't know if you remember basketball player Sebastian Tailfeather.
Yeah, Sebastian Tailfeather. Yep.
He lived on the third floor when we lived there.
Yeah.
He was a pro. He was still in school, and he was the shit on that basketball court. Like when I say people was hanging out project windows watching that little kid play, grown men. And that was crazy. He stayed on the third floor, and Stephon Marbury's brother stayed on the sixth floor.
Okay. So fast forward, we do the Coney Island thing. So now we in the studio. We actually go to the studio called Hazmat in Harlem. Shout out to Hazmat. Shout out to HUD MP, HUD 6, man. Huddy Combs, man. So we go to Hazmat. We drop this material. We do this song with Tish Pooh. Shout out to Tish, called "I Gave You Product." Right. The song.
Hot song, by the way. Hot song.
It's actually a pretty hard song. So everybody's loving this song. Shirley and all the groups, they all do their songs. They all do their songs at Hazmat. But low key, was it Andre? Oh, it was O. O was a producer at Hazmat. He wanted to holler at us on the side. Like I said, everywhere we went, somebody stopped us and said, "Hey, yo, why don't you rock with us?" So needless to say,
trying to get that South on their
right.
Yeah,
so
like I said, we still not knowing this at the time neither.
Yeah, we don't have no clue. So we like, okay. So we started rocking with Hazmat. We started doing some music on the side, man. As they coming through, they introducing certain people to us. You know, you got HUD 6, which is Huddy Combs. That's you always hear Cam and Mace talk about HUD.
Yeah, I always talk about HUD.
HUD from the group Harlem World Masons Camp. That's one of his best friends. Legends of Entertainment, LOE. One of them used to rhyme with Benzino. Then you have Daytona, Lucky, and
Wild
Mr.
Aces.
Vin, called Wild
They were
Aces.
called Wild Aces.
And needless to say, Lucky was a 16-year-old kid coming from school, and he would come to the studio. And one time, the CEOs are AR. I don't know Andre's name. What is Andre's name?
Andre Robbins.
So it's AR and it's HUD. They're the A&Rs. And needless to say, shout out to HUD, because this is I've always wore Yankee hats, but once I seen HUD with my first Navigator I've ever seen, and he had a duffel bag full of Yankees hats, every color folded inside one another. I was already doing that, but I just took it way more serious when I seen HUD, because HUD was the man in my eyes. I ain't even gonna lie. That dude just had a swag like no other. Straight up, like dude is super cool. Dude loved us. Like
I was gonna say, yeah, he loved us. He's like the first one to like, yo, y'all gonna roll with us. He heard us rap and was like, yo, y'all rolling with me. And
mind you, every time we go somewhere, they call us. They don't call us OLD or Outlaw Disciples. They say Kentucky Boys. Kentucky Boys. Everywhere we go, every group of people say they don't call us by our rap name. They say, yo, the Kentucky Boys. He'd be like, yo, my boy's from Kentucky. You know, he would just come in and act wild. But he was always cool because he was always bigging us up, and he was an actual artist. But so one day, AR, the other CEOs getting on us because we were around AR. I guess maybe HUD said, watched him. So we're rhyming in the studio, and he's like, "Why don't y'all have y'all rhymes in notebooks?" And we didn't have our stuff written down. We would just remember them.
So y'all was on the J tip,
right? Well, not really. I don't know what we was lazy. I don't know what
we would write it more like a Tupac tip.
Gotcha.
You can write a rhyme and memorize it real quick.
Okay, got you.
Right?
Yeah.
So one day they let school out. And then Lucky comes in there, and Lucky's like, "Yo, why can't y'all be like Lucky? Lucky's always ready to go." Remember, he was like, "Lucky's always show him Lucky." And so Lucky would open up his book bag, and he would have notebooks upon notebooks of just rhymes, and he's just showing us. But this little nigga can spit. I'm talking about spit, and I'm just like, because he's rhyming with grown men. I mean, this dude is nice, but needless to say, when he grows up, he winds up being Loaded Lux. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
He changed his name from Lucky to Lux. Yeah,
Loaded Lux.
So we was all signed to the same label, and he was just a kid at 16, and we were probably like 18, 19.
So y'all get signed to the label. Y'all get signed to the label. How long was y'all on the label that y'all ever put out? And how many projects did y'all end up putting out with them?
None.
We recorded some material with them, but we did not get it out. And I missed that material. That was some dope material. No, seriously.
Y'all still in contact with like Shirley them and your guy? What you say? What's the dude who took you to the video people? Who took you to
Ladot Trife?
Y'all still in touch with all of them people?
Nah, man. I asked about Ladot Trife, and everybody was like, he's a male groupie. So they pretty much was like, we don't get down with the male groupie thing. So
we're in contact with a lot of people from New York, just not those people.
Okay, not those.
Yeah.
People.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to podcast with Lux and see what he thought. You know what I'm saying?
So do y'all ever try to reach out to Lux?
Man,
No.
you just gave me an idea.
No, I've never tried. I don't believe they tried either.
You just gave me an idea.
Another person that was part of their rap group too, Wild Aces. I don't know if you're how familiar you are with artists signed to Rock Nation, but Jay-Z had an artist named Daytona who used to be signed to Rock Nation. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
I think I ever heard of that.
He had a mixtape a long time ago called A Tribe Called Fresh. But he wound up being signed to Rock Nation. He was one of the people who was also on Wild Aces. So it was Loaded Lux, it was Daytona, and it was a guy named Mr. Vin. They all rapped together. And I know Daytona and Loaded Lux continue to do music.
Yeah. So in that journey of being a hazmat, I don't know if we was with them briefly, because bro, we used to say, I ain't gonna front, Will, we used to stay so high. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how long we stayed with them, but we there was so much stuff going on. Like HUD was actually smashing one of Shaheem's girls, remember? And so we in the studio, and I used to always play out of the group. I'm the one who played the video game. So they at that time they had that Wu-Tang fighting game, that Shaolin game. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
for Sega. Yeah. So I'm in the front room with this badass chick. I mean, she's like a model, fine as fuck. They're rapping. I'm in there with her. She's watching me play the video game, and all I hear is dum 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 dum. And he's cussing. He's saying, I don't know exactly what this nigga's saying, but I think it was one of y'all go to the door and y'all say, I said, who is that nigga? And one of y'all was like, it's Shaheem. Man, child. Yeah, it's Shaheem. And he wants his girl back. He know that HUD smashed his girl. He wants her back. And she's saying, don't open that door. He's going to beat her ass. You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was wild, because growing up, I liked this Shaheem. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be Shaheem. Right, I wanted to be part of the Wu. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I thought was crazy. But you know what I'm saying? I was just thinking like, wow, man. Because, low key, I'm not saying I wanted to answer the door. He was being kind of violent, so I didn't want to answer the door. But I did want to meet the dude, not under them circumstances. And I think one of the time we was rhyming, we laid this. I think we redid that track, that Creep with a Nigga track. But this time, instead of having Dorsey on the track, we put Grandma on the track. And I think that's the night Cardane came through.
Not Cardane.
And who all came with?
He had just signed to Universal.
Who was all with him? Because like I said, I didn't look up.
He was by himself, but he was telling a story. I was in the studio when I walked in the studio. Cardane had his little notepad, had his blunt lit, and he's writing a rhyme to a beat playing. So I'm just in there chilling, while he's writing his stuff and shit. I'm tripping because, like I said, I just seen dude on Rap City. So I'm like, oh shit, I recognize him. Oh shit, that's Cardane. I'm like, oh shit. So we smoking, and he passed. We smoking. I'm like, yeah, I'm smoking. And he ain't no big rapper, but like I said, I've never seen a rapper before. So this any rapper, any singer, and I get a chance to hang out with, I'm gonna try and take advantage of that opportunity. Right. And as we're sitting there talking, man, he brings up a song he said, yeah, man, the label got me doing this song with some dude named Nelly. And I didn't know who Nelly was at the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah. And they're like, yeah, the song, this, that, and the third. Well, come to find out, long story short, that song Cardane did with Nelly is what got Nelly the Universal deal. They heard Nelly on that song. It was like, who's this?
Who's that? Yeah.
And
Nelly,
rest is history.
But
like I said, it was so funny because they were talking about Nelly, and I'm like, so I'm just thinking it's just
he had brought him up. He had brought him up because we were. I remember because Andre was talking about. Well, AR was talking about we were from Kentucky, and then he started talking about Nelly being from elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's how that conversation got started. Gotcha. It's because we was from Kentucky, he was from Missouri.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So needless to say, because I know we got to kind of wrap this up. We met mad different people, bro. We met mad
That's
people. We wound up seeing a few artists and met great people up here, brother. But needless to say, when we got up there, there were a lot of stuff was tied in the movies too.
Yeah.
That was a big thing too, because Master P had
Sound
just dropped.
sound
Yeah.
heavy back
He had
then.
just dropped I'm About It. Remember Master P? He was packaging up movies and the soundtracks.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing. So there was a
Yep.
couple people trying to sign us on a deal like that. Y'all be in the movie and the soundtrack. So needless to say, the trip was not for nothing. You know, them brothers stayed up there 9 months or close to a year. I stayed.
Now we
6
stayed up.
months.
You stayed up there a year, 11
Yeah,
months, 12, 11 months.
something like that. Something like maybe.
I think we came back in February. No, I think we came back in March.
We came back in
It was
March.
like 9. It was like 9-10 months. We left in May.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
so
however
when
long
we
that
come back,
is.
needless to say, we eventually got a deal. We had signed with a dude named Mark Sachs from the group No Face, and he started a label called Skrilla, where he was packaging movies and he was packaging soundtracks too. So if he was gonna put us out, he was gonna put us out with a movie, and the soundtrack was gonna be our album, right? So he signed us and another brother named Crane, the brother from Philadelphia. Okay.
And Slim.
And Slim. Yeah, facts. So shout out to Slim. No, shout out to the whole Gritty fam, because we didn't say
Shout
that.
out to the whole Gritty fam. Yeah.
And we so
Yeah.
bogus
listen,
for
Shout
not
out
saying
Gritty
that.
Guys,
fam.
You guys, this conversation has been fun, but I got a jet. You know why?
Right.
I'll talk to you guys, man. It's been fun, Will, man. You
All
guys
right,
tell
now,
the story, man, like it is.
Me and Grim, be easy.
All right, man.
So needless to say, so we signed this deal and we get to the studio, man. We get to the studio and we're knocking out these songs back to back, man. So we didn't take this trip for no reason. We actually got signed. We got a little bit of cheese. They gave us some money on the deal and everything like that. We did struggle. We did, we ate almost every day. You know what I'm saying? But we could have ate every day. I'm gonna keep it a buck. We could have ate every day because we stayed smoked out, bro.
Right.
Smoking was a priority, but maybe smoking kept us up there. I don't know, but we smoked a lot, and when I say a lot, bro. So we get a deal. We get a deal, and they tell us like, "Yo, y'all starting to lose y'all country twang about yourself, man. Y'all got two options. Y'all can either go home, or you can go live with my sister in Atlanta."
Yeah.
The smart thing would have did was go to Atlanta, keep the mission going. But you know how niggas be. Once you get a deal, you get some cheese. Oh, you trying to go home. You trying to go home to show up and show out, right? The wrong move.
Oh, so y'all ended up coming back to Kentucky.
Yes.
Everybody, I'm pretty sure y'all came back. Y'all, everybody's hype. Y'all back. Y'all done lived the dream. Y'all done been around. Y'all done been around everybody. You know what I mean? So you was neighborhood superstars.
Yup.
You don't know how many people would come up. Hey man, I seen you in the Source magazine. I just seen you in the Source magazine. It was I don't know if you remember a long time ago where you would get a random knock at your door and you would answer it, and it'd be some teenager talking about he's selling magazines. I'm from a so-and-so state. I got these magazines that we're selling. Well, it just happened one day. I'm kicking it, chiefing, get a knock at the door. Some white dude, I don't know who he is, talking about how he's selling magazines and this, that, and the third. And I got blood in my hand. He was like, "Man, can I hit that? Like, you smoke?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, shit, come on in." So we go downstairs into, we had an area we called the dungeon. And in this dungeon, I got my pictures, our rap stuff all over the wall. So as soon as the dude walks in, he's like, "Oh shit." He's like, "That's yours." I'm like, "What you talking about?" He said, "That shit right there is in the Source magazine." And he said, "Ain't no way in hell it's gonna be on your wall unless that's y'all." I say, yeah, that's us. He's like, oh, bro, I'll be rapping. So this white dude hit this blunt, man. He kicked so many damn raps. I was like, damn, he was not bad. He was not bad, but it was just something as simple as a picture on the wall. And he was like, I know that's y'all. That's got to be y'all. So I was like, yeah. So a lot of people did, see the Source magazine. I remember pulling up to the gas station. I seen you in the Source magazine, Joe. I'm like, yeah.
Y'all remember who was on the cover of the one y'all was in?
Yeah, Eminem with the chainsaw.
Okay.
Our little ad was in like 12 of them. It was 12 Source magazines, man.
12 Source magazines and double XL too.
So man, I got, you know what I'm saying? I got all of these. So I might have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look if y'all remember.
You got the one with the Eminem cover?
I'll have to go back and see.
Man, you gonna have me
chainsaw?
You gonna have me get up.
So I got the one with M cover. You feel me?
So I think
it might be in that Big Pun. No, not that Big Pun one.
So there's a little ad called it's a movie called The Mission. It's called The Mission. It's a yellow ad. I got the movie in the crib. I can actually go get it, but I ain't gonna get up. It's so we're on the soundtrack. We got a song on there called Every Day in the it's the Kentucky Boyz. We got a song called Every Day in the Chevrolet on that soundtrack. So and Mook is actually in the movie. He's in the movie. He has a small part. It's a hood movie though. This ain't a blockbuster. It's a hood movie.
It's a Tubi joint.
Yeah, it's on Rotten Tomato. Yeah, you don't get it twisted. You know?
And our music's playing throughout the movie. So we got about 2 songs of ours that's playing through the movie.
Okay.
So we got 2 songs that's playing through the movie, and we got a member in the movie. So, and then we got a song on the soundtrack. That's not, matter of fact, the song on the soundtrack isn't one of the songs that's played throughout the movie.
Okay.
He's got two songs we did with him played throughout the movie, and then like I said, we got the song for the soundtrack.
So now
another one, it was
hang on, Jay.
No, go ahead. We'll go ahead. Finish that thought.
Oh no, I was there. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, so right now y'all doing y'all Kentucky Boyz. Y'all got Is This Mike On podcast. So before we get out of here, let everybody know what y'all do at y'all podcast, and where they can find you at, so they can tap in, you know what I mean, and jump on y'all pod and check y'all out, see everything that y'all got going on.
Okay, so we got it's the Kentucky Boyz presents Is This Mike On podcast, as y'all can see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what we do is we represent everything Kentucky. You know, we talking about Louisville, Radcliff, Lexington, Marion, Lebanon, everywhere. We represent the whole Kentucky, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We ain't leaving nobody out, man. And we going around the globe with it. You know what I'm saying? We going around the globe with it. You know, we always gonna talk about Bone Thugs and Harmony. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the group that kind of got us started. But we pay homage to all the groups because Jay listens to a lot of West Coast music outside of what we was listening to then. He listens to a lot of West Coast. Grim listens to a lot of East Coast. I listen to a lot of East Coast outside of what we listen to as a collective. So I would listen to a lot of, just like Jay, I would listen to a lot of music outside of what I listen to with my niggas. Like I wouldn't listen to Wu-Tang or Nas with them, but I would listen when I go to the crib. I might listen to that, but when I'm with my niggas, we gonna listen to Bone 3-6 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you see Jay wearing the LA hat or me wearing the New York, we just representing part where we from because we all came together in Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the podcast, we do a lot of album reviews. We do interviews. Major artists, underground artists, we review it all. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's it, man. We just switched from rapping to podcasting, man, because like podcasting is the new rap.
Yeah, off top. I feel that 100%. Just like I switched from doing a lot of the video work to podcasting, you know what I mean, and just creating these other forms of content. So, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to, when y'all get a chance, y'all gonna have to bring me on to y'all show. And
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You gotta let us know a time, dog, because listen, it's up. And we got the game show for you too. So we at the end of our thing, we do a little trivia, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's make it happen. Let's get that popping. Let's make it happen. I actually got another artist who just pulled up on me. We finna get something in right now. So
Okay.
you know, I hate to cut it off, but I'm gonna get
Nah,
it
you
here.
good.
That way I can make that happen. But that's a hell of a story. Man, I love hearing that. Now I know the real story about everything that went on. I was around some real big heavy hitters, you know what I'm saying, doing y'all thing. Because a lot of those names, they ring bells because just, you know, following the music and being, you know, following that music, you just hear these names. So y'all really did it big. And that's the reason why we wanted to sit, you know, come around and tell this history of all of the artists who came around here when we talking about this Mount Rushmore. So when y'all bring me on, we're gonna talk. Let's talk about that Mount Rushmore conversation as we, you know, as we review some music and do what we need to do, and we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah, Will, dog, we appreciate it, bro. Thank
you for having us, bro.
Keep going. Get all them stories out there, bro. Get all of them, bro.
For sure. And I'm gonna tap in with you. Make sure I get all of this wrapped up because, like I said, this is my first time using the StreamYard, so I'm gonna make sure. Can I grab this? Am I able to grab this video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to download. Don't turn it off. It's going to download as soon as you're done, bro.
So just hit end streaming and I'll be good.
Yup.
Right,
just wait for a little bit.
That's a bet again, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with the HOMI and Friends podcast. It's Top South Will, One Eye Willie, and we out of here, man. Y'all be easy, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro.
Peace.
Yes, sir.